In this video, we will discuss about some of the function of CD44 receptor. So CD44 is a transmembrane receptor. It has three domains. One is the extracellular domain, another is the transmembrane domain, and the third one is the intracellular domain. So the standard CD44 has a specific form of extracellular domain, and it is cleaved at two sides. One side is by MT1, that is type 1 membrane type 1 uh, matrix metalloprotease, and this enzyme cleaves the extracellular domain, and it is represented by here. And this another one and at another enzyme that cleaves at another site, that is pre-senilin. It cleaves the transmembrane domain and intracellular domain. The transmembrane domain is denoted by red, and the green part is represents green part represents intracellular domain, that is CD44 intracellular domain. And this pre-selin cleaves the CD44 into two fragments. One is at 25 kilodalton, another one is at 16 kilodalton. The 16 kilodalton intracellular domain can then goes into the nucleus and binds at the transcriptional factor that will triggers the various or triggers the epigenetic changes and affect the genes that are responsible for survival, and that could be one of the uh, factor that contributes the cancerous cells. So we will discuss this in later part of this video. Let us understand when the cancerous in case of cancerous cell, what kind of CD44 marker exists. It's not usually the case. The standard it is similar to standard CD44. There is some variant region, that is exon 6 to 15, as it is shown by this dark blue color, or the you can say like color similar to black. And this variant will help to determine whether the particular cell is a healthy or a infectious cell. And this is the purple color, it is shown here. It represents the standard region of CD44. So all cells have CD44 to a certain limit, as it is responsible for various normal function of the cells. Some of these functions are mentioned here. One of this is hyaluronic metabolism. So what is this hyaluronic metabolism? Is that this is the fluid that is responsible for providing lubrication at joints. If this process is affected, then we will not have lubrication at our joints. That might lead to pain and wear of the joints. And another fact place at which the CD44 works is the wound healing and the activation of lymphocytes. They works together, as it will activate the lymphocytes to and that helps in directing them towards the wound area. That helps, and that ultimately helps in the wound healing process. Next one is the keratinocyte proliferation. So what it means? It means that it helps the cells to grow themselves. Otherwise, the cell growth will be uh, decreased, or will not be enough uh, to provide uh, the energy that is necessary for the survival of the human beings or living organism. And this release of cytokines is also connected to activation of lymphocytes, as it will as when the cytokines are released, it helps in the activation of the immune system or the lymphocytes or white blood cells. However, in cancerous cells, what happens is that this CD44 intracellular domain binds to the transcription factors, and that uh, helps in that results in epigenetic changes in such a way that most of the essential survival genes get most of the essential survival genes transcription gets affected, and the genes that contributes towards the cancer get enhanced. For example, in case of prostate and breast cancer, this binding of intracellular domain along with the transcription factor RNX helps in the regulation of MMP9, that is matrix multiprotease metalloprotease 9 gene, and that contributes towards prostate and breast cancer. And some of the other examples are also mentioned that it CD44, as we know that normally in healthy cell it helps in keratinocyte proliferation. So for the cancerous cell it helps in metastasis. As the cell will grow, it will, as the infectious cell will grow, it will move towards other part of the body and spread the tumor to other part of the body. And it also helps in angiogenesis, that is movement of blood to other part of the cell. So this ultimately will promote metastasis. And the other factors are also mentioned, that is survival, migration, invasion. So this all will help, or we can say promote the cancerous cells to move and spread across different part of the body. So the different isoform of cancerous cell are responsible for different kind of cancers. So if the standard CD44 is present, then we can consider it as a healthy cells. However, if some variant form of CD44 is present, then we need to be cautious and need to do further investigation what kind of variant it is and how it is related to, and to which form of abnormality this variant is related to. And the study is still been going on to correctly identify the relationship between variant and the problems that is present within the cells. So this is how the CD44 plays an important role, and it has a multifunctional uh, roles. So, and some of these roles are essential for the normal cell activities, and when the cells get infectious, these normal cell activities can be used by cancerous cells to spread across the body or across different parts of the uh, organism, such as this keratinocyte proliferation. So that's all for this video. Thank you for your time.